Yeah, how was shy about to go kill manga. Precepts busting like a chopper. The way he got cut up, he gon' need
I don't know. You want Ishmael? What's going on, man? You want to say something? You got a question, bro?
As a matter of fact, let me get on.
You got it? You want to get on?
So you asked me about the prophets, right? So the prophets, you said that in Islam you only recognize Moses. Who else? Moses, who? Isa, Jesus, and Muhammad. But you guys are commanded to believe in all the prophets of the Tanakh, of the Old Testament. Now you said that I told you that there was other prophets because you said that Moses presented these laws. So as a punishment, the children of Israel went into slavery, right? Which was prophesied about other prophets like Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? So these other prophets came and told them all these other messages. You know what I'm saying? So going back to my question is, why do you guys only believe in 3 prophets when you guys are commanded to believe in all the books of Moses and all the books of prophets of the Old Testament? No, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone's listening.
Yeah. The camera.
So we believe in all texts.
Yeah.
Of the Abrahamic religion. We're not discounting. There's a whole surah, there's a whole chapter in the Quran that references Isa and Moses and Mary.
Absolutely.
And all these different people. Right?
Yes.
And all of the prophets that came down to be. Right? We're not acknowledging them. We're acknowledging that there is a seal to all of this. There is a full circle to all of this. There's a progression to all of this. There's steps when you learn something. If I want to learn how to fix a car, right? I don't just go fix it, right? I gotta learn the basic steps. How do I even change a tire? How do I even do this, right? Moses presented, even before Moses.
Which usually comes in the manual, right?
Which usually comes in the manual, right?
Exactly.
But the manual gets more in depth and more detailed as you go on, as you learn more, right? And
I mean, it's all just written.
But it's not just all just written because it's not all clear just at one time, you see?
What's not clear? Right.
What's not clear?
What's not clear?
What's not clear is all of the different discrepancies that go along with living in this life.
What does that have to do with the prophets, though?
What it has to do with prophets is that there are certain times and trials and rotations that have to go on in order for all the people to understand. We're living in a world where morality is at an all-time low.
But everybody's not meant to understand. You realize that, right?
Of course, but everyone's meant to see and to be exposed. Every single person on earth.
That's not true.
It is. I mean, for me, I respect your opinion, bro. And I'm just speaking about what I know.
All right.
An argument here, but every single person on earth, right, has been exposed in the type of way, in some type of way, to some type of higher power. Whether you're Buddhist, whether you're Hindu, whether you're this, everyone is exposed in a certain type of way to what a higher power is, and it's up to them to seek out knowledge in order to find that.
So do you believe that the message of Buddha came from Allah too?
I don't think that. I think that the message of Buddha came about to show people also how to live, and I think that everything comes from God. Because the people who learn from Buddha, right? They learn principles, they learn things, but it was all a progression, bro. It's all a progression. It's all a progression. And that's why for us...
A progression to what?
A progression to understanding our life and what is right and what is wrong. And who is God and who is not.
So if you're saying what is right and what is wrong, and if the book, the message of Buddha wasn't given by God, so there shouldn't be no truth in anything else but the words of God, correct?
There's truth and lies in everything, and everything is sent down for a divine purpose. Maybe
we believe that too. Everything's here for a divine purpose.
Exactly. So someone who grew up Buddhist, right, and learned those things, maybe one day he'll come across what you all believe in and find something interesting and be moved by it, and then maybe convert or something like that, or take what he learned and understand the community he came from and bring whatever you're teaching to them.
But see, the thing is it's not really about that, because the Most High God that sent the messages and sent these prophecies and gave these laws to Moses to get to his people was only dealing with one group of people, even from the time of Adam all the way to the children of Israel.
Right.
So it's not about people converting or nothing, because you can't convert to a bloodline. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And so my bloodline, I'm of Ahlul Bayt, right?
Of
You know
what?
that means? Ahlul Bayt, people of the house. So my lineage goes directly back to Prophet Ali. The Prophet Ali is the nephew of
Prophet Ali, I know
Muhammad,
who
right?
Ali is, yeah.
And so that's my
So you're
lineage.
Shiite?
I am Shiite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, now, the thing is that, as a matter of fact, what do you got in the Quran?
I got a whole bunch of stuff.
So I need the book and the wisdom.
But let me ask you guys something.
Absolutely, go ahead, we got it.
So, for you guys, what is your goal here? Like,
We're
what is the
teaching-
ultimate message?
We're teaching that there's a certain people. Okay, for example, we already know that there's a certain group of people that are calling themselves Jews, right?
Right.
But they're not. The Bible literally calls them the synagogue of Satan. Synagogue means the chief house of Satan. So they're imposters. And those are the people in the land today, in the land of Israel today. They're not the true Jews. They don't fit prophecies. They're not supposed to be in the land. That goes out the window. So the true children of Israel,
Based off of just that line?
no, through prophecies of the Bible, right? As a matter of fact, I can show you a couple. Give me hold that. Give me Ezekiel 36, Ezekiel 7:24, and then 36:5. Yep. Read.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 7 and verse 24.
This is a prophet of Ezekiel right here. Read.
Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen.
Okay, you remember this? Put a pin next to that word, heathen. He said, "I'm gonna bring the worst of the heathen." Read.
And they shall possess their houses.
And they're gonna possess their houses, the place where they live at. So that includes the land and their houses, right? Hold on.
I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none.
So this is saying that the worst of the heathen is going to come and snatch their houses and their places where they live, and all their holy places in the land of Israel was going to be defiled. I go to 36:5 in the same book. Read. Remember, I told you to put a pin at the word heathen. Read.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 36 and verse 5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen.
According to the fire of his jealousy, his anger, right? He spoke about these certain heathen. Read.
And against all Idumea,
Against all Idumea, a certain bloodline of people, which was the brother of Jacob. I'm sure that you remember that story, Jacob and Esau, right? Read.
which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey.
So these people, the worst of the heathen, which in the same book that the heathen was named Esau, which is the Edomites. So them people are possessing the land, right, due to the expulsion of the children of Israel out of the land, and they're holding on to the land today. Who is in the land of Israel today? The people, them so-called Jews. So these people, the Bible calls them Edomites, not Israelites. So now, putting that on the shelf, we understand that those people aren't the children of Israel. So who's the children of Israel, right? The people that fit the prophecies of Deuteronomy 28, right? And those are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today here in the Americas, right? So that's our message, to teach the black, Hispanics, and Native Americans that they are the true children of Israel, right? So that's our message, just to answer you, right? So I need those verses in the Quran. Read.
Surah chapter 3, verse 3 through 4. That's the He International.
No, the surah.
Oh, I'm not sure which name. Oh, it's Surah Ali Imran. It says, He has sent down upon you, O Muhammad, the book in truth, confirming what was before it. And he revealed the Torah and the gospel before as in guidance for the people, and he revealed the Quran. Indeed, those who disbelieve. Kyle, which one you want?
I need the read.
This is the book of Surah, chapter 45 and verse 16. We gave the children of Israel the book.
He said, we gave the children of Israel the book.
What are you saying?
Which surah was that?
45.
and then you go to in the Surah.
The book of Surah, chapter 45 and verse 16. We gave the children of Israel the book.
Say, we gave the children of Israel the book, right? The Kitab, right? Read.
And the wisdom.
And the wisdom, Chokmah, read.
And the prophethood.
And the prophethood, the Nabuah. Not a Nebi, the Nabuah. That meaning the whole prophethood. Read.
And provided them with good things. And preferred them above all people of the world.
So not only did he provided that he provided the book, the wisdom, right? And the prophethood, not a prophet, the prophethood. So it's saying that all the prophets are going to come out, the children of Israel, and he preferred the Israelites over the whole world. This is in the Quran.
There's about 15 different teachers that say, there's about 15 different teachers that say the exact same thing.
And I'm not denying
Okay,
that the children of Israel is cited in the Quran many times, and that God Himself cited that they were the chosen ones, but they were also the people who defiled His name. True.
Absolutely,
well,
absolutely.
Right, and so and for me, man, and I appreciate what you guys are doing out here for real.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't see nobody as less or more or equal or not, whatever.
But God does. Read that again.
Read
that again.
This is Surah 45 and 16. We gave the children of Israel the book.
And then he gave them the Kitab, the book.
And the wisdom and the prophethood.
And the prophethood.
And provided them with good things. And preferred them above all people of the world.
So God preferred them, even in the Quran. Even Allah, He says that He preferred them above everybody in the whole world. So there's basically an a hierarchy.
I think it's easy to just pick apart and just kind of like take one section out of one verse as well. I think in order to really fully understand the message of God and the message of Allah or Jehovah or whoever.
So what is he saying right there?
I'm saying if you just pick a certain passage or sentence out of a book, you can't really get the full scope of it.
But
Can you agree to that?
But is there a passage that says that the Israelites are not above all people?
No, but
in the Surah.
I mean, I'm not going to go over here and pull it up and cite it. I'm not trying to get into a research battle between you guys. I'm not here to do that. I'm just saying that at the end of the day.
But you are told to give dawah though, so this is a form of dawah.
Of course, and at the end of the day, God doesn't want, or Allah doesn't want, or Jehovah doesn't want people to be less or more, and that's what I believe.
But that's what you believe. No. But with the book, your own book says.
Right, but also the words can be deceiving as well, in that it can be taken too literal or too and be taken out of place. Is what I'm trying to say here. You have to be able to decode and look behind and read between it. What if God's intention about the children of Israel is all of humanity, and we as a humanity are the preferred people of God because we all come from God. There is no discrepancy.
But then
unless it's by one's actions and one's hypocrisy that sets him apart from one another. When the Jews or the Israelites crossed the Red Sea and Moses left for X amount of time and he
40
comes
days.
back for whatever, okay? And they're worshiping the gold cow, okay? And when God sends down food from His staff out of a rock, okay?
Water.
Out of a rock, water,
Yeah.
and provisions and all these different things, and they still ask for more and more, right? Right? That's hypocrisy. And where do hypocrites lie?
How's that hypocrisy?
Actually, that's not hypocrisy. That wasn't hypocrisy.
hypocrisy?
That was unbelief and unfaith.
Not
having faith.
Because they believed in God when they needed help, and when help left, they turned his back. They turned their back.
Help didn't leave.
Help appeared to be gone for them. Is it not? Then why were they worshiping a cow? Why were they asking for more provisions?
Because they were still remembering where they came from. Egypt.
What was that?
Egypt. They were looking at the people that just came from Egypt and trying to be like them still.
Right, but that's
not hypocrisy.
But
How's that wanting more? That's not wanting more.
Oh, Moses, please call upon your God to help us and save us from Pharaoh. And he does that, and he splits the sea, and he provides provisions. And then when that person leaves to gain the insight from his God, he comes back, and what are they doing? They're worshiping an idol once again.
Yes.
That is hypocrisy.
That is not hypocrisy.
That is
That was a lack of faith.
Right.
That was a
And a lack of
faith.
faith.
That's a
not.
lot.
lack of faith is hypocrisy.
not.
From my own analyzation
That's
of
not
But that's the thing. But it's not.
hypocrisy.
I'm not talking about the definition.
Okay, but it's not. It's
Why
not
are you
about
using
our
the word then?
analyzation though.
That's what the word means. The word
Right,
you're using
right.
doesn't correlate with what you're saying.
Right, but you're looking at passages here.
No, I'm not. I'm talking what you're saying. I'm not looking at any Bible
Right,
verses.
but that is-
Hypocrisy doesn't mean what you're
If
saying.
if I say one thing and I do another,
Where did the children of Israel say that in the
what
Bible?
is that? Let's talk about it.
No, prove your point.
If I say one thing,
What did
and
they
I
say?
do another.
What did they say?
If I say one thing and I do another, what is that?
What did they do?
What do? They beg for what? For help. They say, oh, I believe in your God. Please help us. I believe in you, Moses. Please help
They
us.
didn't even know God at that time. Right now.
Because that's the reason.
They knew God in Egypt.
You see, bro, you see the sea split in front of you. You gonna say I don't believe in God,
I didn't say to believe it. I said they didn't know God.
but they see.
Only Moses was dealing with
but
the
they see
Most High.
but they see
Only Moses was
but
dealing with
they-
the Most High at that
but-
time.
But they see the
What are
powers
you
of
talking
God.
about?
They see the powers of
They
God.
didn't know who he was at that
Then
time.
why were they exiled to 40 years in the desert or whatever it was?
Because they're disobedient.
Disobedience
what-
and,
right,
and,
disobedience.
and unbelief.
And hypocrites to the fact that they say one thing and they do another.
No, what did they say?
What is it that they said and they didn't do?
That's what I'm
They
asking.
definitely, what do you mean? They pledged their allegiance to Moses and his God. And for what? To help them.
Yeah, and they sinned. Most of the times from lack of faith, right? Fear, right? And that's what they,
Right.
that's where they
and
sinned
for
at.
me, what I believe, right? What I believe, and you can't argue that you guys believe what you believe, I believe what I believe, that fear, lack of faith, whatever it is, anything that causes you to sin is ultimately as a result of hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy is this.
That is the way it goes.
Hypocrisy is this.
Then don't agree with it.
Look, hypocrisy is this. If any man up here saying that we follow God, but behind closed doors, we're doing everything he told us not to do, that's hypocrisy, right? That is hypocrisy. Not what our ancestors did in the wilderness. And the whole thing about them asking for more. Watch this. Read.
Exodus chapter 16, verse 3. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt,
He said, man, we should have died in the hand of the Lord in Egypt. Read.
when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full. For ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.
So this is a lack of faith, right? Not hypocrisy. That's not hypocrisy. That's lack of faith. Because they were remember how they were living under the foot of Pharaoh. They would rather go back into captivity just to eat pots of flesh and all the bread that Moses was giving them, basically being on the titty of Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? Being on the titty of Egypt. But that was the whole thing right there. Right? So I mean, there's no hypocrisy right there.
For me, that's hypocrisy.
Still.
Okay.
Read.
Anyways, y'all,
So
I got-
wait,
I got-
before you go, right? You said it's hypocrisy that the people were sitting there, serving a calf, right? But now he brought it out. He said that there's fear that made the people do certain things that were not the ways of Moses and the Most High. So the people told Moses, they said, this is Exodus chapter 20 and verse 17. Is it 17?
18.
Verse 18. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise and the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear.
He said, you speak to us, and we will hear you. Why? Read.
But let not God speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye not sin not. So
basically, yeah. So that was the whole fear, because they were afraid of the Most High God, right? Now, also about the calf. What was their fear right there? They said Moses is gone for 40 days already. We need a God, so that's why they made the calf.
and you gotta look at
Fear. That was the whole thing, man. Lack of faith to the Most High God after they done seen him split the ocean,
That's right.
kill the firstborn,
Bring that out.
saved us out of the land of Egypt, and and he still had lack of faith in the Most High God.
He was using Moses that whole time. They didn't know
Exactly.
God. They didn't know God. Moses did all the miracles. They didn't think God was doing anything. Moses was the only one communicating with the Most High at the time.
And we were always a visual. And we were always a visual people.
Exactly. That's what I told him from the get-go. Like that's not even, we didn't even know God at the time. Right. Moses was doing everything hands-on. Right. All we saw was Moses until we got to the wilderness. So when the voice comes down from heaven, we're like, oh, what the hell's going on? We're scared as hell. We don't know who this person is. We don't know what's going on. Right. So that's what I meant.
And I was gonna say, and even like when you said, well, why did they do the calf, right? And they didn't just do that off their own wickedness. Who was leading them when Moses left? Aaron, which is another high figure in the whole community. So if you have the the governor of the state tell you to do something, you're gonna do it. The president's not here right now, but the governor's still there. So it's not like they were led by their own wickedness and they had hypocrisy in their heart. They're following the lead of whoever's there leading them. And so what we're trying to do is have Yahushua lead us, which is who the world calls Jesus Christ. We're doing the same thing, but for our people to know who they are.
Exactly, for our people, which goes back to a certain bloodline. And that's the whole thing. And there was another point too that you said that I know of also, that the Muslims believe that Ishmael was the one going to be sacrificed. And that's a big problem, man. Right?
And
You found it?
Yeah. And with this,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, bro, for me, I think that people get caught up in these details, right? And that causes a lot of confusion amongst the people about who's up, who's down, who's first, who's last, who died, who
That's what the
didn't.
Bible says.
Right.
You believe in Jesus, right?
I believe in Jesus, of course. But what I'm saying is, ultimately, what is our duty on this earth?
But the duty of the children of Israel is to serve God.
what
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
No. I'm asking you guys, what is our duty on
gonna
this
find
earth
it for you right now,
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. That's what
I
it
don't
is.
got time. I don't got time to you. I got to I'm asking y'all, from your knowledge.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments.
To keep his commandments, his law.
For this is the duty of all men.
This is the duty of man.
Absolutely. And so, would you say you guys believe in all prophets, including Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad?
We don't believe in Muhammad. We don't
You
believe Muhammad is a prophet.
You don't believe he's a prophet, and
No.
you believe the Quran was just made up?
Look, listen.
It's like the book of Mormon.
Okay, look, listen. When the Torah was presented, it was.
I recommend you guys do your
Look,
research.
it was. Look, we have.
Sure you
But look,
have.
it was estimated. Mathematicians, look, mathematicians.
Our hearts already open.
Yeah, mathematicians had estimated that maybe it was close to 2.5 million people when the Torah was presented. It happened. It was an event that millions of people seen.
So do you believe
but
that-
hold on. But when the Quran was first revealed, who was there? Just Muhammad and Abu Bakr in the cave. That's it.
And how can an illiterate man produce a book?
And
That's the question we all ask.
was he illiterate? Was he illiterate? Because one of the hadiths, it says that it said that they handed him the kitab and he wrote his name. Was he illiterate?
And my discussion is over. My discussion is over because that statement
Why is
alone.
the discussion over?
Because that statement alone is not just offensive. You're disobeying your God by saying that.
How?
How?
How are we
Because
disobeying
we're
this
all
God?
under one God, man.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
What's your guy's name?
We are.
What's your
Allah.
guy's name?
Allah.
Our
Allah.
guy's name.
And what does that equal? God?
That just means
It means
the God.
power. It means power. That's
That
it.
just means
Alright.
That's our guy's
the
name.
Allah, God,
Alright.
the God. That's all
not
it
our
means.
guy's
And the discussion's over, y'all. I hope you guys.
Muhammad's not a prophet. Can you prove he's a prophet?
That's what I asked him.
Is Jesus a prophet?
Yes.
Okay,
Muhammad's
then.
a prophet. Abraham's a
Prove he's a
prophet.
prophet.
What makes a person a prophet? What is a prophet? What is a prophet?
The ability to translate and to communicate the message of God.
No, it's a person that God gave a message that said that something was going to happen. He told,
not just about prophecy and predicting
he
the future.
relayed a
What is
message.
Laying the law of
Look,
the land.
Sir,
no.
what's your name?
A prophet. Look, a prophet. Look, a prophet is of somebody that gave a prophecy, and that prophecy came to pass. That's a prophet. We need a prophecy that Muhammad
That's the
gave
literal-
and that gave the
What's
past.
the other word did they use in the Quran?
The what? Which
What
one?
are they confusing? What is it?
Look, y'all, I gotta go.
What's the
I gotta go
Shia?
for
What's it
real.
called?
I gotta go for
The
real.
thing that you always answer first.
I already asked him about the shot. He
Look.
couldn't answer
Oh
that.
yeah, of course
Look,
you can.
I want to leave.
That's a
I want
point.
to leave here. I was listening just to
Yeah.
be open, and I'm a person, someone who's open-minded.
Absolutely.
All right. So I respect y'all. Y'all keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Read.
And
The book of Psalms, chapter 96 and verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols.
So all the gods of the other nations, except the children of Israel, are idols. So Allah is an idol. Read.
But the Lord made the heavens.
But your Lord in the Hebrew right there is Yahweh. He made the heavens and the earth. He's the creator of everything seen and unseen in all existence, man. Everything, all these other gods of all these other nations are idols. Thus says Yahweh, man.